Let me be honest with you about something. Your brain is not what it used to be. And deep down, you already know that. You pick up a book and put it down after 2 pages. You sit down to think and your mind just wanders. You forget things you used to remember easily. Simple things, names, words, ideas, and the scariest part, it happened so slowly you almost didn't notice. One scroll at a time, one short video at a time, one notification at a time, until one day you looked up and thought, wait, where did my brain go? That feeling has a name now. Brain rot. And yeah, it started as a meme, but it is pointing at something very real, something that is happening to a lot of us right now. And nobody is talking about the real fix. Not a detox, not deleting your apps, something much simpler, much older, much more powerful. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what it is and how to start doing it today. Here is what we are going to cover. Why your brain actually gets weaker from passive scrolling, what the science says about keeping your mind sharp, and a simple 4-step system you can start tonight. No cost, no app, no complicated routine, just you and your brain working together again. But before we get into any of that, I want to tell you a story about a man who had every reason to give up on his mind and chose not to. His name was Frederick Douglass. He was born into slavery in Maryland in 1818. No school, no books, no teacher, and reading was literally illegal for him. If you got caught learning to read, you got punished badly. The whole system was designed to keep his mind small, to keep him consuming, never thinking. Sound familiar? But someone had been quietly teaching him anyway. His owner's wife had been teaching him letters. Then her husband found out, and he made her stop. He said, if you teach a slave to read, he will never be fit to be a slave again. Frederick was about 12 years old when he heard that. If reading was that dangerous to them, it had to be that powerful for him. So he figured out a way. He found poor kids in his neighborhood, kids who could read, and he traded them food for lessons, scraps of bread for scraps of knowledge. He practiced on sidewalks, on walls, on any surface. Every spare moment became his classroom. Every old newspaper became his textbook. He was not doing this for a grade. He was not doing this for a job. He did it because his mind was hungry, because thinking felt like freedom. And it was. By the time he was a young man, Frederick could read and write completely on his own. He read everything he could get his hands on. Political essays, speeches, newspapers. He started to understand the world around him. Not just feel it, actually understand it, and that changed everything. He escaped to the north. He became one of the most powerful writers of his time, one of the greatest speakers America had ever seen. He advised presidents, he helped change laws, and he did all of this without a single day of formal school. Just a hungry mind that refused to go passive. Now here is where this connects to you. You are not in chains. But your attention kind of is. Think about it. Every app on your phone was built by some of the smartest people alive, and their one job is to keep you scrolling, not thinking, not creating, not learning, just consuming endlessly. And the problem is not that the content is bad. The problem is that your brain never gets a real workout. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you never challenge it, it gets weaker. Scientists call this cognitive reserve. Basically, a strong brain has lots of connections between brain cells. A weak brain has fewer. Short passive videos do not build those connections. Deep focused learning does. That is it. That is the whole problem. And the fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Teach yourself something. Not a course some influencer is selling, not a 15-step productivity system. Just pick something you are genuinely curious about and start learning it on purpose. Here is how. 4 steps. Super simple. Step 1. Pick one thing you actually want to learn, not what you think you should learn, not what looks good on a resume, what genuinely makes you curious right now. Follow that feeling. Start there. Step 2. Find just 3 resources. 1 book or beginner guide on your topic, 1 person or channel you can learn from, 1 community of people into the same thing. That is all you need. Seriously. More than 3 just leads to procrastination. Step 3. Do not just read. Actually use it. Explain what you learned to someone else. Write it in your own words. Break it down as simply as you can. If you struggle to explain it simply, you probably do not fully understand it yet. And that is okay. That is actually the point. That struggle is your brain building new connections. That is the workout. Step 4, check in with yourself once a week, just 10 minutes. What did I actually learn this week? What am I still confused about? What do I want to figure out next? That is it. That simple loop kept going is what builds a sharp mind. Frederick Douglass had none of what you have. No internet, no free time, no safety. And he built one of the sharpest minds of his century with stolen moments and borrowed knowledge. You have everything he never had. The only thing missing is the decision to stop letting your brain go on autopilot. Brain rot is not your fault, but staying in it, that part is on you. And you already took the first step. You watched this far. Now I want to ask you something. Drop it in the comments right now. If you could teach yourself one thing starting tomorrow morning, what would it be? Could be anything. A language, an instrument, a skill, a subject. Write it below, because the moment you write it down, it becomes more real. And that right there is your brain already starting to fight back.